Hello and welcome. My name's Gwen and you are watching Astro Tarot Vision. Today we had a new moon go into Aquarius at 9:39 a.m. and that's Eastern Standard Time. Right now we have some snow coming in, but what's really interesting about the energy that's coming in right now is that even though we're in the middle of winter, it's February, this is when it can be the coldest of the year. I feel like there are ice. I feel like the ice is breaking up, and I'm finally starting to feel some movement energetically in a lot of areas where that energy was just locked up and hidden away. No matter how much people tried to get things done, it was like walking through, it's just like walking through mud, and it's trying to get that. I picture that ship trying to go through the ocean and go and getting stuck in the ice and not being able to move. And I feel like I see one of those ships that's breaking through the ice and finally able to get through. And that's what's important about this energy right now. We have the sun in Aquarius, we have the moon in Aquarius, and we actually have Mercury going into Aquarius on February 13th. And to me, Aquarius is the innovator. It's the idealist. And we can see this energy playing out. And we have New Hampshire primaries tomorrow where we're going to be voting. And we're watching that play out, whether it was the Iowa caucus. We're seeing that people are looking for change. I mean, it might be kind of crazy. They're voting for Donald Trump because they don't want to see the same old thing happening in the White House. We know that our government is stagnant. It's been running on the same way for a couple hundred years, and it's time to do something different. And in Aquarius is progressive, and it's just so dynamic. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with the New Hampshire primaries tomorrow. And the reason why I think that this is such a potent time is because Aquarius is a fixed air energy. So it's the mind, but it's fixed. It feels safe. We feel safe. We feel safe in our thoughts. Sometimes we can be thinking, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? And the ground feels a little shaky energetically. I'm always talking energetically. But, sometimes I literally can close my eyes and the energy is wobbling around. But right now with this beautiful, progressive Aquarius energy, it's solid. And we're creating solid foundations. And we've been doing that with the Earth, Capricorn energy that we're coming out of. We still have 3 signs in Capricorn, and so and Mercury is going to be going into Aquarius. So Mercury is the go-getter, the doer, and there is something that I experienced last week that kind of pertains to that. I feel like this whole progressive movement, the idealistic movement, is moving towards why can't we do this and why can't we do that? Why does things always have to be done the same way? I'm kind of like that all the time anyway. My friends and family know that, but a lot of people aren't. They go by the law. This is the way that, historically, this is the way I've been doing it for so many years, and why are we going to change now? And I've actually heard that in a couple of debates. Well, now is the time of change. And I also feel like we have the silent majority, which I I feel like I have been part of that silent majority. It's time for us to speak out. You know, I was on Facebook the other day, and I just noticed that there are some people, you know, there's usually 2 or 3 people, and they're the ones that are always talking. And, you know, if you put something out there that's, you know, slightly, you know, impolitically correct, they're the first ones to jump on it and say, oh, no, that won't work, or, you know, we can't do that. And you know, it's like, and they shut the rest of us up. And, you know, I'll just sit there and I won't post it or to it, or I'll, you know, I'm trying to post things that are funny and things that are inspirational and, you know, kind of light. But there's always those people that are like, rawr. And I feel like the silent majority, it's time for us to stand up. It's time for us to stand up and say, what is it that I want to do? I know what I want to do, but why am I watching all these other people, this very loud minority of people? Why are we letting them run everything? And so that's very much indicative of this Aquarius energy that I'm feeling. Let's see. We have the moon that just went into Aquarius. The sun is still in Aquarius until, I think it's the 20th or 21st. And then it's going into, February 19th. And then the sun is going into Pisces, which is a much more internally focused, it's a much more internally focused energy. But for right now, you know, Aquarius is out there. Aquarius is why not? And I also feel that the reason why people like you and me, the silent majority feels there's this safety in speaking out now because the energy, the universe is conducive to it. Sometimes we have to be hidden a little bit, and we have to, our intentions are very private, but right now is not about private. Right now is about expansion. It's about development. It's about doing something new. And I feel this energy, and I get so excited. It's like, I know, even though it's winter, you know, it's kind of like February. We know I get excited because when February comes, because I know March is next month. And, you know, here in New England, we're like all about trying to get out of the winter. I mean, we've skimmed through pretty nicely this year. But still, you know, at least we know that spring is on its way. You know, we're kind of through all of it. And this is so that excitement is very, very palatable to me. So with that being said, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to talk about with this astrological energy that I'm feeling. Oh yeah, I had this one person who talks about Aquarius as freedom, individuation, and I was like, wow, that's a really interesting word, individuation. So I looked it up, and it's individuation is the process of transformation whereby the personal and collective unconscious are brought into consciousness, e.g. by means of dreams, active imagination, or free association, to be assimilated into the whole personality. It is a completely natural process necessary for the integration of the psyche. And this very much speaks to my belief with the transpersonal psychology in bringing the, you know, understanding that we have all these different aspects of us and bringing those in, you know, bringing those different aspects of us up from the subconscious into our consciousness. And I feel like this is like a very important time. This is historical. I believe this energy is, it's historical, it's explosive, it's expansive, progressive, we're talking about independence, all those words that come to you when, you know, you think of, oh, if I didn't have any worries in the world, what would I do? And this feeds into my my feeling, my belief that the information that I got from that 2016 is about being fearless, and we're kicking off, you know, the primaries and caucuses and all that. I don't know a lot about politics, but we're kicking that off with this energy. So it's going to be really interesting to watch the debates this next year. And remember to be fearless. Remember to speak your mind. Oh, and like I was saying back in Facebook, you know, it's time for that silent majority like us to start speaking out. But we don't have to be harsh, and we don't have to be brash. We just have to be firm and loving. If we can just look at things from a firm and loving way and see what's going on around us and honor that and have blessings for the experiences that we're having in our life, it totally changes a point of view of what's going on. It goes from, you know, not so fun, this is weird kind of energy, to like, you know what, I understand this, and I may not be able to change what's going on around me, but I can change my mind. I can change the way I feel about things, and I can change how I use this information that's coming towards me. So in a nutshell, that's what I'm getting from this Aquarius energy. I hope that it helps you in some small way. And now we are going to go to the tarot reading. And those are my cats running around, by the way. They're kind of like getting into this excited feeling that I'm feeling as well. They're kind of running around the house. So see you in a bit. Okay, so for the next part of this video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the crystal that I chose for today's reading, and then I will go into the meditation, and then I will pick the cards and do the reading for you. So the first thing I decided to do was to grab Harry again. He is a rutilated quartz crystal, and he is just beautiful. The mystery behind the crystal skulls is that there are these crystal skulls, I can't remember how many of them, and when we find them all, put them together, they are able to connect and bring us a greater awareness and greater knowledge of what's going on in this universe. I very much feel like this is what is going on with this beautiful Aquarius energy that we're in. We are able to bring that this guidance and information from the depths of the subconscious and bring it into our consciousness so that we can make decisions based on our conscious awareness. So I just think it's very nice to have in Harry's representative of this for me. You know, it's time to start connecting with the universal consciousness, and it's time to start connecting with the consciousness of everybody else in our world, in the earth. You know, there's people all over the world. We all feel one way or another. We feel isolated and different, and you know, that Aquarius energy is asking us to expand out and think about our neighbors and think about the people in other countries, and have that love and compassion for them as well. And you just heard the noises. My cats are still kind of going at it. So if you hear anything in the background, that's who it is. So that is that. We have Harry. Did I say his name was Harry? His name is Harry. I don't know why I just call him Harry. So he is a rutilated quartz crystal with, he's got a little bit of smoky on top, and you can see all, I don't know if you can see all the rutils, but he's pretty cool. He's really interesting. I got him at the gem show in Tucson, Arizona a number of years back, and he was way in the back of the tent. They have these huge tents, and these people from Mexico and other places come in with all these crystals, and he was in so he's from Mexico. I don't know where he originated, but it was the people who own the tent were from Mexico and bringing this stuff in, and they don't want to bring it back into Mexico towards the end of the show, so you end up getting some really good deals on it. I think that's actually going on. I think that's going on now. It was between January and February. So anyway, that's Harry. And my story on crystals. I love crystals. I'm going to start with the visualization, and I will call on any guides, gods, goddesses, angels, archangels, ascended masters, beings of light. Come join with us now, and let it be for our highest good and highest healing. And so just make sure you're in a nice comfy place, and close your eyes and start to pay attention to your breath. Notice your chest expanding and contracting as you breathe and expand out, and picture yourself expanding out into the universe. You are well protected. You are an expansive human being. You are an expansive soul in human form at this moment. And picture this beautiful ball of white light. And start bringing this beautiful white light down into your head. And as you do, just gently rock your head back and forth. It helps to release any tension. And continue bringing this beautiful white light down into your neck and shoulders. Relaxing as you go. Drop the shoulders. And continue bringing this beautiful white light down into your chest. And as you do, breathe it into your chest. Exhale out any unwanted energies. They're not good or bad. We just don't need them right now. And continue bringing this beautiful white light down into your waist and hips. Down into your knees. Feel the calmness. Feel the presence. Feel the silence in between your breaths. Such a beautiful, peaceful feeling. And continue bringing this beautiful white light down into your ankles and down into your feet, all the way down into the ground. And Earth Mother takes any unwanted energies and she transmutes them into love and light. Now bring beautiful green healing energy up from the earth, up into your toes, up into your ankles, and this beautiful green healing energy continues up into your knees, up into your hips and waist. And this beautiful green healing energy comes up into your chest, and as it does, breathe it into your heart, into your heart chakra. Exhale out through your arms. And this beautiful green healing energy continues up into your shoulders, up into your neck, up into your jaw and your head, all the way up into the heavens. And this connects us with all of the universe. It's always so nice and grounding to do that. So we'll get Harry here off to the side. And let's see what the cards have for us today. So the first card comes from the Animal Speak deck. It's a Ted Andrews deck, and I just love the cards. And so the first card is the Star, and it's the number 17. And Firefly is the insect that is going to signify the star today. This is about spiritual inspiration and hope. And this is exactly what I talked about in the beginning, with the energy that is going on right now in Aquarius. You know, there is a sense of hope, and there is a sense of that we can accomplish our goals. And being fearless is part of that, plays into this, because it's part of our, if we feel safe and we feel fearless, then we're not afraid to take the chances that we need to take so that we can move ahead into the energy that we feel right now. And it's just so important. I talk about it all the time, but it's because it's important. So let's see what else is going on. And so that's the energy. You know, surrounding the next couple of weeks. The last weeks in Aquarius, and going into Pisces. It was the 19th, I said, when the sun goes into Pisces. Alrighty, so let's see what's going on. We've got, I gotta figure out how to do this while I'm on camera. So the first card is the Tower. And it is about breaking down. It is about breaking down these boundaries. Oops, I'm making a mess. Oops. Okay. It is about breaking down the boundaries, and you know, the Tower. Oh, you know, there's a lot of mysticism behind the Tower, and it's like, oh my God, you know, you know, everything. It's like the building that needs to get, you know, taken down completely because it's old and it doesn't have a solid foundation. But what happens with the Tower, we're able to break everything down, get everything back down to the, so we can rebuild with a solid foundation. So this is going to be that long-lasting energy, the Capricorn energy that I was talking about a couple weeks ago, and all that's that very decisive, solid energy that is happening right now. So we've got the Star, the number 17, that reduces to an 8, and 8 is about strength, and it's our strength. And the Firefly is such a it's just a fun insect, you know, when you go out at night and you can see them flying around, and it's kind of like alien, you know, like how can a bug create this light? And it's just, it's almost a fairy-like energy. Like, it's fun and inspirational, because it's wondrous. It's a wondrous thing. And so this is the representation of the cards. This is the past to present situation, and then there's insight, wisdom, knowledge, and outcome. So the past to present situation, I very much feel like, and I'm going to use the primaries just as an example, but take that information and see how it relates to you in your life right now. Because this is the 16-7, and 7 is actually a very magical number, because it's a magical number for me because it represents the different aspects of us, the different bodies. And what that 7th element is the universal, it's the all-seeing eye. It's the part of us, the I am, that is observing all these other aspects of us and bringing it all together to create the whole. And we know that with the politics, that something has got to change. We are just all sick of what is going on, the politicking that's going on. It's not serving us. It's serving corporate America. It's serving somebody else, but it's not serving the silent majority. And this is the part that has to change. This is also happening universally in other countries. We're watching a lot of a lot of the old coming down, and people are trying to do something different nowadays. So insight, the Prince of Swords. And what's interesting about the Prince of Swords is when I see this, it's always about needing to make a decision. And there's usually several choices that we need. We have choices, but the mind often gets caught up in, should I do this? Should I do that? And again, being able to, this energy is allowing you to be able to make a decision. And if, you might sit there and say, well, I don't know what decision to make, and that's my problem. But if you sit there quietly in a quiet space and you listen to your soul and you listen to your spirit guides, you know what it is that you want to do. And you know what it is that you have to do. And it's not always, maybe it's something that needs to, it's going to take, maybe it'll take a little time for you to do what it is that you want to do. But plot and plan, come up with an idea, figure out how you're going to get yourself to this place that you want to be, where you want to be. And work on it, because this is long-term energy. And this is something that does not have to happen overnight. So that's the insight. Wisdom is the Prince of Wands. And this is having the gumption, the energy to follow through on what it is that you want to do. In some cases, there may be decisive action that you have to take. I do see some of us needing to make a decision. And this is part of, there's, what's interesting is once you make a decision to do something, once you choose what it is that you need to do, then you can start creating that foundation. Then you can start saying, okay, this is, plot and planning, like I said, so that you can start building the foundation that you need to manifest whatever it is that you're looking to manifest. I do feel like this is a very good time for business ventures. I also feel like this is a very good time to start a family and anything where we are building upon. Even if you are looking to build a house, it's building this or that in general. Very, very good time to do this. The energy is right. The finances are loosening up, and I really feel like something's going to be happening with the banks that makes it easier for us to maybe start a new business or buy a new house or whatever. So get your credit cleaned up and make sure it's all in order, and and go out for that pre-approval. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I just feel like it's a really good time to do that. Very decisive. And then the next card, Insight Wisdom, this is the knowledge, and go with it. This is the Six of Wands, and it's victory, and understand that it's a Leo energy. So understand that this is about you and your loves and your passions, whether it's a passion for your family, a passion for an individual, a passion for work, a passion for play, whatever it is. Follow your heart. Follow your heart's desires. Understand that your passion is very, very important, because it's part of who you are, and it's part of what drives you. And if you're going through life with no understanding of what your passion is, I'm sorry to say this, but this is a lot of the people that, when they don't understand what their passion is, they end up not doing real well. They end up getting sick. Some people, end up committing suicide. And so, we really need to know what our passion is. And it can be so broad. It doesn't have to be normal. It doesn't have to be mundane. We're all individuals, and we all have different passions for different things. There's people that are going out and working on these primaries. They're going out sticking signs in the ground, and they're really passionate about helping this nominee become president. And so there's other people that are passionate about breeding animals, breeding dogs or cats. They love cats, they love animals, and they want to be able to bring those animals to other people. There's some people, I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about the fact that I have this knowledge, and that I can bring to you and somehow help you in some small way. Just understand that there's no cookie cutter. There's no cookie cutter that says, okay, this is what your passion is. It has to be this or that, blah blah blah. It's so individual. So and where it is. It may be small, it may be hiding, but try to find it, because this is a very important time to do this as well. In the outcome card, it's the Queen of Discs, and she has full control over her domain. She is sitting there with, and there's the Capricorn energy right there. It's I don't know if you can see it, but it's a goat, and that's that Capricorn energy. She is looking over the harvests from the fall, and she has the world in her hands. That universal consciousness. She understands the universe. She understands that things take time. She understands that the universe will give us what we need when we need it. And if there is something that you really, really want, it's not coming to fruition, you need to rethink about why it is that you want it. Do you want this out of fear? Do you want to have a better job so you can make more money? Is that out of fear, or is that out of passion? And that's the importance of this energy right now. Understanding what it is that your motivation is coming from. Is it coming from a solid vision, solid foundation, fearlessness, or is it coming from deep, old wounds that keep you in a cycle of lacking and not having what you truly desire? So that's really what I feel is going on with these cards and energetically. Remember that there is spiritual inspiration and hope. And people have kind of bastardized the word spiritual, and the connotations are, you know, it's got to do with religion and church, and it's not. Your spirit is your soul, and your spirit is what truly drives you. Your spirit is what dictated what day you were born, you know, how you were going to grow up, who your parents were going to be. You know, as humans, there are some who think that we have, as a soul, on a soul level, before we were born, we predetermined what it was that we needed to learn, what we were coming to Earth for. So just understand that not everybody's going to have the $50 million house, and not everybody's going to have the Mercedes-Benz. You know, we all have different roles to play. And remember that whatever role that you're playing, it's very important, and that if you can take that and honor that, then this is going to make this lifetime so much easier. Have gratitude for the people in your life. Have gratitude for the places that you've been. Have gratitude for the things that you have learned. And it will serve you well, and it will help you out tremendously in the year 2016. So the next 2 weeks, enjoy them. Be the observer. Watch what's going on in the news. Watch what's going on around you. Watch what's going on at the workplace. What's going on within your family unit. Be observant and try to stand back and try to be impartial about it. Just observe what's going on without, you know, getting caught up in the energy. It's really an interesting thing to do, and notice what does get you worked up, or what is really kind of like making your emotions go one way or another. It'll be a very interesting process for you, I promise. So I'll talk to you again in another couple of weeks. Hail and farewell. Go if you will, stay if you must. Bright blessings to you.